Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville is coming under fire for talking about white nationalists without condemning them. His statements are drawing heat from Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer and Republican Senate Leader Mitch McConnell. Last night, Tuberville appeared to walk back some of those comments when pressed by our congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane on Capitol Hill.
Republican Senator Tommy Tuberville first sparked controversy with these comments in May.
Do you believe they should allow white nationalists in the military?
Well, they call them that. I call them Americans.
And then reignited it Monday night.
My opinion of a white nationalist, if somebody wants to call them white nationalists, to me is an American.
Drawing a scathing rebuke from the Democratic leader in the Senate.
This is deadly serious stuff. And for a member of the United States Senate to speculate about what white nationalism means as if it's some benign little thought experiment is deeply and terribly disturbing.
Late last year, the Republican Party was forced to respond when former President Donald Trump had dinner with white nationalist Nick Fuentes. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell again made it clear where he stood after Tuberville's comments.
White supremacy is simply unacceptable in the military and in our whole country.
As GOP senators were faced with this question throughout the day.
But do you agree that white nationalists are racist?
If you're a white nationalist, absolutely.
When we caught up with him late in the day, Tuberville clarified his comments.
What is a white nationalist?
White nationalist is somebody that thinks that they should be the only ones in this country, okay?
Racist all the time.
Right, racist. That's what I'm saying.
In a separate controversy, Senator Tuberville has placed a hold on all senior military officer promotions and appointments, saying he's doing so in protest of a Pentagon policy that pays for the time off and the travel of service members who seek abortion services. That's the way this day begins with Senator Tuberville, a focal point of the U.S. Senate and the U.S. Congress, Anne-Marie.
So let's talk about the last bit there, right? Holding up sort of the leadership appointment. As I understand it, this hasn't happened, I mean, in many, 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 many years. What sort of impact is it having?
It's been more than 150 years since some of the key positions, some of the key posts in some of the military branches have gone without confirmed leadership. Now, there are arguments to be made from Senator Tuberville's office that this doesn't hurt the national security, that there are people in the position temporarily, and that the Senate could, if it chose to, move forward with a traditional confirmation of all those many appointments in the military. Let's put that aside for a moment. There is the nominee for the Joint Chiefs of Staff who appeared before the Senate yesterday who said this controversy and this hold could cost the military talent as a result. Nonetheless, Anne-Marie, Senator Tuberville tells CBS News he is not standing down.
All right, so let's go back to this white nationalist issue. You know, even there when you're talking to him, you kind of had to force his hand a little because he didn't want to say racist. And, you know, he said people who you think they should be the only ones in this country. That's not the same thing. We heard from some members of Congress in your piece. I'm curious about whether we've heard from other lawmakers about this kind of walking back. I suppose that's what he did. It's like he finally picked up a dictionary and read what it meant. But have you heard from other lawmakers?
We're going to look for that today, Anne-Marie, but one thing that's worth noting, this has been a gradual, incremental shift in how Senator Tuberville refers to white nationalism. It wasn't a binary light switch thing where he suddenly just changed his characterization. As the day progressed yesterday and as the night progressed last night, he seemed to go from equivocating about white nationalism to saying, now that I have your definition, yes, it's racist. He also, though, goes on to defend his prior comments. He does that each time he addresses this issue, saying he believes Democrats and the news media are too often linking Trump supporters and Republicans in his state with white nationalism. He says on January 6, 2021, Republicans and he were accused of being supporters of white nationalists. So what he's saying is that he's trying to differentiate between Trump supporters and white nationalists, but in the process, he has muddied the waters, caused problems for himself, and taken the focus from the U.S. Senate and put it on himself, which is going to cause heartburn for members of both parties.
Yeah, that's curious because I don't recall any reporter asking him whether or not Trump supporters were white nationalists. The question was initially about whether or not white nationalists should be, I think, allowed in the military, which is nothing close to what he was talking about. But that's okay. Listen, before we let you go, I have to talk to you about something else. The House is set to hold a hearing featuring FBI Director Christopher Wray today. Remind us what's happening here and what lawmakers are looking to hear.
This is a traditional hearing. Each year, the FBI director has an oversight hearing in Congress, but this won't be traditional today. This is happening before the House Judiciary Committee, which even by congressional standards, Anne-Marie, is known for unique, distinctive theatrics and vitriolic arguments. Christopher Wray is going to face Republicans who accuse the FBI of having two tiers of justice. They accuse the FBI of overreaching against Donald Trump. They searched Mar-a-Lago and seized those records. They accused the FBI of having biases that they say were shown in Special Counsel John Durham's report. Democrats say that's all theatrics. The FBI does the blocking and tackling of protecting America, and the FBI director is likely to talk about that in his opening statement. Crime solving, efforts to combat violent crime, Chinese influence, child exploitation. It's going to go far and wide today, Anne-Marie, this hearing will, with different arguments and different responses from Christopher Wray.
All right, ought to be interesting. Scott, thank you very much.